Welcome to Talking Tapout. This is an all-new web-based program that will air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on YouTube. This is our pilot episode. We're really excited.
Yes, we are.
We're going to be talking a lot of UFC, a lot of Strikeforce. We'll get some WEC talk. And what I really wanted to open up with here on our first episode, where the card was just last Saturday night, so we're fresh in our minds, wanted to talk about the UFC on Versus 2 card. It's turned out to be a wicked good card.
Very good card. Very good card. I was super impressed with all the fights that they had on there.
Of course, Charles Oliveira tapping out Darren Elkins in the first round of their fight. Now, Darren Elkins isn't the type of guy, we see a lot of guys come into the UFC and they take on, I don't want to say cans, but guys that aren't as impressive.
You can say cans.
So Oliveira goes into this fight, probably pretty confident. He's undefeated. This put him at 13-0, but this is his UFC debut. And we've seen guys in the past that haven't performed well when people thought they would because of the stress and the added pressure of a UFC card as opposed to some of the lesser-known, organizations.
Right.
But Sherdog has reported that this is the number 3 Brazilian to watch in 2010. And the tap out, of course, coming from an armbar. What did you think of the fight?
I thought the fight was great. I think to rank him up so high, I feel he might need a few more fights in him. But as far as what they expect, I'd agree with them. I completely agree.
The great thing I thought about that fight was he started off with a triangle, and the fluid transition into the armbar shows his submission skills. Definitely the type of guy you got to watch out. So probably a little early to tell exactly how good he's going to be, but huge step in the right direction for him.
Very good. Very good.
Another fight I want to talk about on that card, of course, Takanori Gomi and Tyson Griffin. I was really excited to see Tyson Griffin on the card. We talked about it a lot leading up to the fights. We're both big Tyson Griffin fans.
That's a key word.
First round knocked out, obviously. And my problem with the fight was, he's lost 2 in a row, 3 out of the last 5 fights. That's bad enough, but his reaction to how he lost.
That was horrible. Something like that, I'm surprised Dana White's letting slide and hasn't mentioned something about it, because for a fighter to lose and to leave, like Forrest Griffin has before, that's one thing. But when the guy comes up to you and wants to shake your hand and you just walk away, that's wrong. I don't think you should be able to do that. I think you should have some sort of punishment for that.
Of course, we're talking about Gomi and Tyson Griffin, and for those of you that didn't see the card, Tyson Griffin disagreed with whether or not the fight should have been stopped when it did. I was fine with the stoppage. At first, when you saw the replay, though, and saw Tyson Griffin, when he got up, he was very shaky on his feet still. I was okay with the stoppage.
I was okay with it, too. I mean, at first, I can understand where the argument is, but then once they show the replay of him getting up, and he can't even move around. He doesn't know where he is. I definitely agree they should have stopped the fight.
But in UFC especially, Dana White has such a high regard for all his fighters. He hates to see the disrespect thing, especially at this level. Gomi was doing the right thing, trying to shake his hand, trying to be, humble in victory, and just Tyson Griffin completely blowing him off. I lost a lot of respect for Tyson Griffin at that point.
I did too.
Of course, the main event of the night was the fight that everybody wanted to see. Again, for those of you who didn't see it, Vladimir Matyushenko, John Jones. John Jones, 23-year-old kid. His only loss in any mixed martial arts event was to Matt Hamill. Of course, that loss coming from illegal 12-6 elbows. So certainly not the type of loss that you really hold against a guy. Stuff like that happens. When they're not defeated based on the other guy necessarily being better, you almost hold the loss a little less important, or at least in my mind.
Right. I'd agree with that.
But Dana White really definitely expects a lot out of John Jones.
Oh, yeah. Like everyone is saying, he was so hyped up, everyone wanted to see what he could do against this guy. The guy supposedly had better wrestling than him. He'd never been put out quick, you know what I mean? And Jones just comes in and dominates him in wrestling. And the ref stops the fight because of elbows to the head from a crucifix. And I think he's definitely not hype, and I think Dana White's got the right mindset for that.
Well, we mentioned cans earlier in the show, and Vladimir Matyushenko definitely not a can. A good, solid fighter who Dana White holds in high regard.
Yep.
Which makes the win for Jon Jones, especially the fashion of it, a lot more impressive.
Very impressive.
You know, light heavyweight, definitely kind of early in his career still, so you don't want to get too excited, but he's 11-1 now. He's on a unbelievable streak in the UFC.
Yes.
Also a big win over Brandon the Truth Vera, where he literally broke Vera's face.
Literally. That was one of my most favorite fights seeing. I have never seen anyone ever do that in UFC. Just curl over like that. I've never seen that. And just give up right in the middle of a fight. Never.
Well, again, it was a great card. If you guys didn't check it out, I'm sure you can find it online. Super good card. Make sure you check out Jon Jones. This kid is good. Very, very good.
He's
State champion,
deal.
high school wrestler. And, well, when we come back, we're going to be talking about some moves that have been made in the last month or so. You know, this being our first episode.
Yep.
Get caught back up on what's going on, and definitely some important moves.